Hi friends, welcome back to our reading Lord of the Rings poetry. I'm actually re-recording this because I did it once and then I went to upload the video and I realized that the audio didn't load properly, so that was fun. So we're going to take another shot at this and hopefully this time everything goes according to plan. First poem of this book is Aragorn talking to Legolas and Gimli about the seer's prophecy basically about Aragorn. Over the land there lies a long shadow, westward reaching wings of darkness. The tower trembles, to the tombs of kings doom approaches, the dead awaken, for the hour is come for the oath-bringers. At the stone of Eric they shall stand again, and hear there a horn in the hills ringing. Whose shall the horn be? Who shall call them from the grey twilight? The forgotten people, the heir of him to whom the oath they swore. From the north shall he come, need shall drive him. He shall pass the door to the paths of the dead. Second poem is talking about the ride of the Rohirrim from the perspective of a minstrel of Rohan in the future. From dark Dunharrow in the dim morning, with the thane and captain rode Thengil's son. To Edoras he came, the ancient halls of Mark Warden's mist enshrouded. Golden timbers were in gloom mantled. Farewell he bade to his free people, hearth and high seat, and the hallowed places where long he had feasted ere the light faded. Forth rode the king, fear behind him, fate before him. Fealty kept he, oaths he had taken, all fulfilled them. Forth rode Theoden, 5 nights and days, east and onward rode the Eorlingas. Through Fold and Fenmark and the Friarwood, 6,000 spears to Sunlending. Moonburg the mighty under Mindolluin, Sea King's city in the South Kingdom. Foe beleaguered, fire encircled, doom drove them on, darkness took them. Horse and horseman, hoofbeats afar, sank into silence, so the songs tell us. I always find the Rohirrim part of it interesting because they're they're an oral tradition people, meaning they don't write books. They just tell stories and sing songs, and that is how their tradition is passed down. So I just found that, like Homeric, right? Like the Homer, like the Iliad and the Odyssey were verbal. It was an oral tradition. So I always find that interesting. Let's see, did I skip one? Nope. This is the epitaph that was on Snowmane, Theoden's horse's grave. Faithful servant, yet master's bane, Lightfoot's foal, swift Snowmane. And basically, he's the master's bane because he fell on top of Theoden when the Witch King showed up. And then this one is Eomer basically cursing the wind that he had called blessed earlier on. Out of doubt, out of dark to the day's rising, I came singing in the sun, sword unsheathing. To hope's end I rode, and to heart's breaking, now for wrath, now for ruin and a red nightfall. And you can see, obviously, in the poetry that how they reuse the poetry in the movies themselves. And it's really interesting, too, how the writers in the movie, they did a really good job of moving dialogue around and using the poetry from the book as dialogue. I always really like that about the movies. They did such a good job of that. This one is another minstrel of Rohan in the future, reflecting on the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. We heard of the horns in the hills ringing, the swords shining in the south kingdom. Steeds went striding to the stoning land, as wind in the morning. War was kindled, there Theoden fell, Thengling mighty, to his golden halls and green pastures in the northern fields, never returning. High lord of the host, Harding and Guthlaf, Dunhir and Deowine, doughty Grimbold, Herofa and Herobrand, Horn and Fastred, fought and fell there in a far country. In the mounds of Moonburg, under mould they lie, with their league fellows, lords of Gondor, neither Heluin the fair, to the hills by the sea, nor Forlong the old, to the flowering vales, ever to Anarch, to his own country, returned in triumph, nor the tall bowmen, Dirufin and Duelin, to their dark waters, mirrors of Morthlond, under mountain shadows, death in the morning, and at day's ending, lords took and lowly, long now they sleep, under grass in Gondor, by the great river, grey now as tears, gleaming silver, red then it rolled, roaring water, foam dyed with blood flamed at sunset, as beacons mountains burned at evening, red fell the dew in Ramas Echor. Just a big, huge battle. I mean, the movies do such a good job, but I really like the descriptions they use in the book, where it was like there's no tale or song that really conveys the whole thing. I really like that. This little bit of rhyme is from basically what Kingsfoil or Athelas can cure, the black breath, which comes from the Nazgul. When the black breath blows, and death's shadow grows, and all lights pass, come Athelas, life to the dying, in the king's hand lying. And then this one is Legolas describing the lands. I believe this is him describing the lands over that they are riding to get to Minas Tirith after they go to the Paths of the Dead. Silver flow the streams from Kalas to Ereili, in the green fields of Lebanon. Tall grows the grass there. In the wind from the sea, the white lilies sway, and the golden bells are shaken of Malos and Alpharin, in the green fields of Lebanon, in the wind from the sea. And this one we jump quite a bit. We go to Samwise searching for Frodo in the Tower of Cirith Ungol. This is when he's running out of hope. He gets the idea of this song. In western lands beneath the sun, the flowers may rise in spring, the trees may bud, the waters run, the merry finches sing, or there may be 'tis cloudless night, and swaying beeches bare the elven stars as jewels white amid their branching hair. Through here at journey's end I lie, in darkness buried deep, beyond all towers strong and high, beyond all mountains steep. Above all shadows rides the sun, and stars forever dwell I will not say the day is done, nor bid the stars farewell. And I apologize if I'm going to butcher some of the Elvish and other languages that are here. This is after the ring is destroyed in Mount Doom. Most of the fellowship is together in the fields of Cormallen, where they're celebrating and staying before they head back to Minas Tirith. And this is right before a minstrel of Gondor is going to tell the tale of Frodo of the Nine Fingers. Long live the halflings, praise them with great praise. Cuio I Firinanan Anan Aglar ne Firinath, praise them with great praise. Frodo and Samwise, Daur a Bahel, Conan and Anun, Eglario, praise them. Eglario, Alatia te, Andave lativalume, praise them. Cormarcalindur, Alatia Tariana, praise them. The ring bearers, praise them with great praise. And this one is Legolas talking about how elves will return to Ithilien for a little while, but his heart is now set on the sea, after hearing the gulls when he was traveling from the paths of the dead to Minas Tirith. To the sea, the white gulls are crying, the wind is blowing, and the white foam is flying. West, west away, the round sun is failing. Grey ship, do you hear them calling? The voices of my people that have gone before me. I will leave the woods that bore me, for our days are ending, and our years failing. I will pass the wide waters lonely sailing. Long are the waves on the last shore falling. Sweet are the voices in the lost isle calling. In Asea, in elven home, that no man can discover, where the leaves fall not, land of my people forever. I always found it hard to get through Return of the King because it's just so sad. Like you get the feeling a lot of endings are happening, and you get the idea throughout the book. Obviously, when they keep referring to the elves leaving, but Return of the King specifically, it has such a long falling action before we get to the very end. So it's a little bit of a hard read because you really get close to these characters, and it takes a long time to say goodbye to them. This is from the one of the eagles comes to Minas Tirith after Sauron is defeated to let the people in Minas Tirith know that they can celebrate because the king will be returning. Sing now, ye people of the Tower of Anor, for the realm of Sauron is ended forever, and the Dark Tower is thrown down. Sing and rejoice, ye people of the Tower of Guard, for your watch hath not been in vain, and the Black Gate is broken, and your king hath passed through, and he is victorious. Sing and be glad, all ye children of the West, for your king shall come again, and he shall dwell among you all the days of your life. And the tree that was withered shall be renewed, and he shall plant it in high places, and the city shall be blessed. Sing, all ye people. I always thought this was interesting because there's a scene later in the chapter where Aragorn is talking to Gandalf about, I'm looking for a sign that the elves are coming, basically. And they end up finding a sapling of the white tree, and they're like, how did this get here? But it's interesting that the eagles already knew, or maybe Gandalf told them, I don't know. But they knew ahead of time that the white tree will be coming back, so I think that's interesting. This is another minstrel of Rohan, basically refraining Eomer's words at the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Out of doubt, out of dark to the day's rising, he rode singing in the sun, sword unsheathing, hope he rekindled, and in hope ended, over death, over dread, over doom lifted, out of loss, out of life, unto long glory. This is a refrain of Bilbo's poem from way back when in Fellowship of the Ring. The road goes ever on and on, out from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone. Let others follow it who can. Let them a journey new begin. But I at last, with weary feet, will turn towards the lighted inn, my evening rest and sleep to meet. And we've got our last couple sets of poems, which I found it really brings it together when you include The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings together in their poetry. Still round the corner there may wait a new road or a secret gate, and though I oft have passed them by, a day will come at last when I shall take the hidden paths that run west of the moon, east of the sun. And the elves respond, A Elbereth Gilthoniel, Silverin Penna Miriel, O Menel Agalar Elna, Gilthoniel a Elbereth, we still remember, we who dwell in this far land beneath the trees, the starlight on the western seas. And sorry for not giving a little pre where this is. This is as they're riding to the Grey Havens at the end of the book. So that's it. We got through all of our Lord of the Rings poetry, and if you have any other suggestions for other poetry, or for either the daily poems or doing long form, I'd love to hear it. Please comment, and I'll see what I can do to get that done. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. Please don't judge me too harshly for having a movie tie-in cover. The other books were the 50th anniversary that I had, and I've been on the lookout for the 50th anniversary paperback Return of the King. Not going out of my way for it, but if I find it in a thrift store or something. So don't judge too harshly about it being a movie poster cover. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.